until it was more about that we are playing more from individual performance and on feelings, not like the structured game. Like at least when we try to play structure, we have like different things. We have structured and we have kind of not chaos, but in here we are trying to play more structure, more together. Sometimes we also like popping up, but it's not on what we are relying on most of the time. We're trying to rely most of our teamwork.
Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview covering VCT. This time in EMEA, I'm here alongside Redgar of GIANTX, who are just coming off of a 2-1 loss to Team Liquid in Week 3 of Stage 1 in EMEA. And so, Redgar, thank you so much for taking the time. Despite the result, tough way to go down, with this team going ahead for a few occasions throughout this series. But more so just covering your headspace, how are you taking in this result immediately after the series?
I think I still not realizing, after the game that I lost. Like I just see the reaction, like the first feeling, but in general, um, I think I will be okay in the later. But of course, we wanted to win, and right now it's kind of rough situation. But still, we will fight for every game, and it still can be the random that we can qualify to Shanghai, but we need to earn the points, like 2 points, and it's going to be easier for us to go on champions in the future. So everything connected, step by step, focusing on next game versus Vitality.
Yeah, of course, that's the kind of mindset that any team should have, despite a result like this. But, covering this series once again, it's still pretty tough way to go down considering the fact that you guys were ahead in Ascent and also in Alotus before, Team Liquid came back, forcing overtime in the first map and then, turning around, taking the series in the other end and in the third map. What exactly kind of went wrong for the team, that kind of allowed Team Liquid to just come back on repeated occasions.
First of all, they worked pretty well on their weaknesses. That was versus Navi. And that's why it was a little bit unexpected sometimes when they played versus us at the beginning, how they're gonna react to what we're gonna do. But after, I think when we find out the key, it was it was pretty close game, and in some micro moments when they play better, they just wanted that because if we played it better also in micro moments, then it could be already like the different game. So I think it was like the battle of how to say will at the end on us, and because the rounds were really close.
How did that kind of affect you in particular, IGO and trying to call the match as the momentum was swinging from you guys' favor up until Team Lucas' favor? How did that kind of affect you in particular?
Mm. Need to rewatch what happened like on first and third map because on first map it feels like it was in macro wise, which I link affecting usually it was good, but after it was like 1v2 clutch from Yampi when he sprayed through the wall when it was like few seconds for defuse, or triple kill with Odin from Menza when it was I think it was 12-10 and it should be like we should won this round. It was a lot of like close situations in macro when we were winning, but in micro some moments like they just turn around. Even our how to say the strong side, they turn it around.
Yeah, and going back a little bit to that first map, you guys were then able to just turn it around against Team Liquid and just kind of come out on top. What kind of um enabled you guys to just win map one,
Mm.
despite Team Liquid just throwing everything that they had to you guys, in map
Mhm.
one.
Yeah, it's still like I said, we understand what are they doing, we know everything, but some we were better in macro, in my opinion, at least. I will rewatch and say it later from 100%, but we understand every time what they want to do, but in just some small aspects, they just outplayed us, like shooting better, or maybe some utility usage it was better. So um, I think that was the thing that we understood what they are doing, and it helped us to, okay, guys, we are doing everything good. We just need to focus on micro moments, like we understand everything what they're doing. We just need to pop it out right now and win the game.
Yeah, and such will be the kind of mindset that you've been talking about for the future and stuff like that. But I want to go a little bit into the past, of course, when it comes to just looking
Hmm.
at you wearing a new jersey, being in a new team, and just having to lead a team in EMEA. How are you kind of looking at the progression of the squad, from kickoff through the break and now up until this current moment in time in stage one?
I think we're still like how to say it, not like the practicing. We're still trying to find out ourselves in terms of the game thing. Because sometimes I think right now is going to be the roughest moment for us because when you're going, like 0-3, you need to still keep this mindset in terms that hey, we're here to winning, okay, 0-3, but it doesn't matter for us. We still can move forward. We need to focus on this, and this is going to be right now the roughest time for us because okay, we can say this, but do you believe behind this in these things? Like in the this is going to be the crucial moment. If we go through this, I think we will be strong. But this, like, the big tough challenge right now for us.
Um, Given what you said, of course, trying to just rebound. What do you
Hmm.
think kind of separates this team from just finally,
Yeah.
first off, getting that first win in the season? What do you think kind of separates you guys from just reaching that goal first and foremost?
Mm, it's hard to say. It's hard to say because if I know we already reached right this first win, so for me right now it's hard to answer because from my perspective, maybe it's these things from outside the people they see only numbers and for example I can say that I'm not shooting or another guy is not shooting, but sometimes it's not about the numbers, right? Because for example we can take this example on Ascent. All right, I was in the middle taking all this information for my teammates to stack how I can like, get the kills, right? Just for example, like, but I did my job well, and this is the main thing. So for me it's hard to say right now what we're missing to achieve this first win. I will tell you the next time when we're gonna win, okay?
Of course, of course. So hopefully that will happen against Vitality in that next match. But yeah, also just looking at the team once again, a few changes have been made. Of course, bringing in Purple for Nukia. I just want to know like what was the thought process in just having to make that change um before the start of stage one, and just having to compare this iteration, this current iteration to the previous one that had Nukia.
Mm, I think the main aspect here it was that we are not stacked by the roles. For example, as you can see, Hoodie right now is playing more on different role that was like Nuki played the most, and because it suits more for his personality and play style. And Kirill's playing on same, I'm playing on same roles. Purple is more like duelist who is asking a lot for himself, and Fiti he is this guy who's like to help people a lot. And like on duelists it will be better if you can help a lot on other roles, like on support, right? So that's why we put him on this role, and I think we're pretty stacking together. But right now, need to work on small details.
Of course, it's also an interesting just encounter for you. Facing off against Liquid after you were formerly a part of that team in 2023.
Yeah.
Comparing that time to now, what kind of adjustment did you make for yourself? IGLing, individual wise, in and out of the server from TL and now.
I think in when I was in TL, it was more about that we are playing more from individual performance and on feelings, not like the structured game. Like at least when we try to play structure, we have like different things. We have structured and we have kind of not chaos, but when you're playing on your individual things. And here we are trying to play more structure, more together. Sometimes we're also like popping up, but it's not on what we are relying on most of the time. We're trying to rely most of our teamwork.
And one more question before I wrap it up. Just sort of looking at the road that has been for just GIANTX team, and also the road ahead for this team. Going off of a very tough schedule, I would say. Taking on Foot and then KC and Fnatic, and then today Team Liquid, and then after that Vitality and BBO. Um, how do you look back at just the team's road uh throughout 2024? biggest pros and
Mhm.
cons, and what do you think about your upcoming schedule and just trying to just compete for a spot in Shanghai and in Champions and then stage two and stuff like that?
I think that when we understood who is going to be our first opponents, we understood that if we have like the one win, it's already going to be good for us because the first opponents is KC and Fnatic, and I think they're kind of on the top on their group, um, and they were the hardest opponents. And we take a lot from these games for us, what we should work on and what we should do. And as I think everyone expected that we should in our team, everyone expect that we should put the effort right here, right now, and pop out. But as you can see, it was like pretty rough game, and we were together, right? I mean, like we were close to each other, and I think we will need to work on again and find out what was the reason why we lost, in which aspects, what did we do wrong, and become better. That's only our way how to survive, right? And on this group stage in Valorant and in general.
Well, Redgar, thank you so much for taking the time doing this interview.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it despite the result. Hopefully, you guys are able to bounce back, and best of luck for you next week.
Thank you. Have a good day.